Hello everyone and thank you for joining me here on this another episode of Vegan Police TV. This one I'm not in my customary front porch position or even my usual front seat position in the car or things like that. I'm off on a business trip over in WA at the moment. I can't do it. I'll walk around this way. Just finished back from dinner, so thought I'd get comfy and watch NCIS LA on TV, and realised I haven't done a YouTube clip for a while. So here I am now. Now, fairly boring hotel room there. Open the curtains if I can remember to do one in the morning. Got a bit of an early start tomorrow. If I can remember to do a clip in the morning, I'll show you what the view's like on outside. It's I don't know, what is it, one of the rivers, or I could see a train line, one of the rivers in WA. I think it's the only river in WA, but anyway, so before I start waffling too much and get completely off tangent, this one I am sharing my thoughts on. I'm just reading my notes here. It's a lot of figures that I want to go through on this one. So this is about that, the reality of what it's like to be vegan in a non-vegan world. Now, we all like to say that we're doing our little bit, and I believe that a lot of us are doing the best that we can. A lot of us believe, and that is that we can only do what we can. Now, what I'm talking about with this one is that reports on there was reports, what was it, the other week, by Animals Australia and all those other organisations, saying that more and more people are going veg, and this is the other thing, they're going veg, not going vegan. So hang on, please just excuse me while I try and fix up this little selfie stick here. And all that. So this is the thing, is that they say more and more people are going veg all the time. Is vegetarian as good as vegan? My thoughts on that one. So I just thought I'd like to give you some of the realities of that. This is the Australian perspective of the number of animals that were killed in the June and July period of this year. Now, starting off with the chickens. Now, this is the number of chickens from June, because they're not updated monthly or even weekly. They come out from the Bureau of Stats on a quarterly basis. So the next one comes out in November or something like that. November, December comes out, so that'll be for the previous bit. So actually no, it's October. I think it is October, so there might be another one coming out next month. So for the month of June, there were 162,859,083 chickens killed in Australia in the month of June. Now, that is a 3.2% increase from March, and it's a 10.3% increase from June of last year. So this is the thing with all these groups turning around and saying that people are going veg, there's less people eating meat and all that sort of stuff. That if that was the case, we would be seeing a responding drop in the number of animals killed. And the other part about that is, just because there's the claim that people are eating less meat in Australia doesn't mean to say that less animals are being killed, because there are exporting meat, there's exporting animal products, and all that sort of stuff. So for June and July, the number of cattle, and this is cattle, so not calves, June had just over 600,000 killed, and July had 583,480 killed. So between June and July, that was a 2.8% decrease, and on last year's figures, that was a 23% decrease. Now, don't get excited about the large number of cattle lower, the large number of cattle not being killed this year compared to last year. There's cycles with the way that animals are killed in Australia. So there's breeder stock that go on when there's talk about drought. The farmers will send a larger number off to slaughter, because it's more economical for them to go and get the animals slaughtered rather than it is to keep feeding them, because if they can't chew the grass that's around it, then they have to buy feed, and then that means that there's more of a cost involved with the animals. So going back on that, okay, calves, there were 48,676 calves killed in June of this year, and there was 48,141 in July, and that is a 1.1 decrease from June to July, and compared to last year's total, that's a 16% decrease in that. Now, as I said, don't turn around and say, we're winning a victory because those less animals killed. For all we know, that in the next couple of months things are going to turn around, especially if there's favourable rains or the dollar improves a bit, so that there's more money for animals to be exported. Now, what I'll do is I'll just go through the rest of the figures. So with sheep, there were 519,638 animals killed, which was a 5% decrease on June's figures, and that was a 72% decrease on last year's figures. For lambs, there were 1,794,401 lambs killed in July of this year, and that is 2.6% down on June, and that is 5.1% down on the same time last year. For pigs, there were 427,961 pigs killed in Australia in July of this year. Now that is a 0.4% increase on June's figures, and that is a 4.9 or 4.7. I might just say 4.7. Don't quote me on that one, because I'm having trouble reading my own scribble here. Yeah, 4.7. If it's 4.9, it's 4.9. Now I'm not dismissing that. So this is the thing. There were more pigs killed in Australia. A huge increase. So they're the only ones that are increasing their figures. Now that could also be because we're coming in the lead up to Christmas, so that they're turning around and they're slaughtering more animals to get prepared for the Christmas rush of buying hams and all that sort of stuff. So this is the thing, is that while people are out complaining about so-and-so said something on Facebook, or this person said a nasty comment on Facebook, and we should be doing this, or complaining about someone being raw food and whatever else, this is the reality of things, is that we need to, as a collective social justice movement, is improve the message that we're putting out. We do need to be talking about rights more often. So it's this is the reality of things. Now, I don't want to do these figures again. I used to do that a lot on the Vegan Police blog. I ended up starting to get too depressed because of it. It was just constantly updating figures every week, and it was just so emotional for me to see that. Yet there's groups out there that want to promote alleged animal groups that were promoting happy meat and things like that. So that's why I stopped doing those posts, weekly posts and monthly posts and things like that. Now this is only just a one-off clip. I'm not going to do monthly updates on figures. I have no desire to do that, because, as I said, we may take it as a yay, less animals have been killed. That's only because farmers are, from what I understand at the moment, is that they're building up their breeding stock. So they're building up their stock levels again, so in anticipation for a good year next year. So they're building up the breeding stock so they can get more calves and lamb for the next season. So that's the thing. Anyway, this is it. Reality, promote veganism, no vegetarianism, no baby steps or anything like that, because ultimately that's the only thing that's going to help the animals. So hopefully I can get all this done and get this uploaded tonight. I'll have NCIS in the background. I might take it into bed and plonk down in bed and watch it while I'm watching TV. So anyway, thank you for watching. My name's Cameron Blewett. This was another episode of Vegan Police TV, and remember, don't fear the vegan police. We're here to help.